time I make these videos, I feel some kind of obligation to say good morning, because I film them in the morning, but then I realize that anyone can watch them at any time. Like, you could be watching this at 2 a.m. If you're watching this at 2 a.m., stop watching this and go to bed. My name is Jay. Welcome to the third installment of the Rose Theater's digital playwriting course. I'm very excited to have you here today as we start to talk about character. You know, in many ways, obviously, stories need characters. They're the people who we relate to in the story, but the characters in a story or in a play don't necessarily have to be created the same way. They don't need to be the same kinds of characters. A story with a protagonist that is a popcorn kernel, or a tortured young poet, or a 5-year-old looking for their parents at a water park are all totally valid. Those are all legitimate characters. The important thing to recognize is that good characters are ones that we can resonate with emotionally. Even if the situation that they undergo in your plot is different than what happens in a person's average life, it doesn't mean that we can't connect to them, because we connect to the emotions that are connected to their actions. For example, in a show like Dear Evan Hansen, people don't connect to Evan because of the things that he does, and if they did, I might have some words with them. I have strong opinions about that show. People don't connect to Evan Hansen because of the things he does, they connect to him because of the emotions that he feels. Anxiety, loneliness, fear of being forgotten. These are real traits that make a real character. We connect to the emotions that he's feeling. To be clear, it's not that all characters need to feel some deep, strong, world-changing emotions at all times. All emotions are valid, both yours and the emotions of the characters that you write. The important thing is that the feelings are real, that they're realistic. Today, we're going to talk about 2 different ways that you can show those real feelings in order to help communicate a realistic and relatable character.
Part 1, Objectives.
Objective is basically the want that the character has. Every single person in every day of their life goes through a series of wants, of things that they desire. For example, in Beauty and the Beast, Belle wants adventure in the great wide somewhere. In Little Shop of Horrors, Audrey wants simple suburban life. She wants to go somewhere that's green. The entire prologue of Into the Woods has the phrase "I wish" 21 times. Yes, I counted. To show what all the characters yearn for. I want you watching this video to think that I know what I'm talking about, and that I'm well-spoken, so I speak kind of formally, and I have all these books in the background, and things like that. How absolutely hilarious would it be if these were all just props? Like cardboard boxes or something like that. Anyway, objective can be big, but it can also be small by comparison. In a scene that you're writing, maybe the objective or the want a character has is to leave a conversation to go to the bathroom, or to memorize the periodic table before their final exam. The question that you want to ask yourself when you're writing is, what does my character want? If you don't know the answer, stop and figure it out before you keep writing.
Part 2, Tactics.
Tactics, as opposed to tic-tacs, are the ways that a character tries to achieve their objective. It's the way that we get what we want. Here is a list of just a few tactics that you can use when writing. I'm realizing you can also pause the video, but I'm giving you time to read. This feels like an episode of Dora the Explorer. To better understand tactics, I think we should just move straight into this week's writing prompt. I want you to consider the following situation. Let's say that you are going to the school dance and you're trying to convince your friend to go, but your friend says, "No, I don't want to go, I'm nervous." What you need to do in this scene is convince your friend to go to the dance using 3 different tactics of the tactics you see here. You should write a 6-line scene for each. Here's the basic outline. I feel like this is when the Jeopardy music plays. See how using those different tactics changes how you fill in those blanks. In many ways, this is kind of an updated version of Mad Libs, but it forces you to use your head like a playwright. With all of that being said, thank you for joining me for the Rose's 3rd installment of our digital playwriting course. I'm very excited to continue this project with you and to connect with you at home. Please join me next week when we start talking about genre. This is usually the part where I tell a joke. Playwriting, more like play-wronging.